Ripple XRP, so the petrodollar is in trouble, unfortunately. Now, we could potentially be seeing 159 countries maybe joining. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to be having all 159 of these countries joining this new alternative system, shifting away from the US dollar, but we could see some of these countries iron up that. We are also going to be having a look at the potential of the tokenization of lithium and how much that market is. And we're also going to be having a look at the new tweet that has come from Joe Biden that has left some people quite confused. And also we'll be having a look at the SEC, a bit of news from there because we could potentially be seeing a major walkout, and the price action of both XRP and XLM coin today. So all I ask for you are two things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel as well. So these are the updates coming in from Brics, and we already know that we have more and more countries that are only joining. So we have over here the headline: 159 countries are eyeing Russia's new payment system. So this is a potential that we could be seeing. Now, WatchGuru recently reported that 20 countries are already on board to initiate transactions in local currencies when Russia's new payment system is out. So this is the alternative currency that we'll be using instead of the US dollar that they'll be ditching. And over here we have this: Russia plans to pitch a new payment system to these 159 countries. And so essentially it's going to be left up to all of those countries to decide whether or not they actually will be joining the forces. And these countries are from the global south, Asia, Africa and Latin America, and include other developing countries globally as well. And so it's going to take a wide mark. Now, what will this show if we see more countries come into Russia's new payment system? Well, it will mean more adoption for that, and also, of course, reducing the amount of the reliance on the US dollar. So it means that the countries will therefore reduce their reserves in the US dollar that they hold, which in turn will then weaken the US dollar, which obviously isn't good for the economy. And they're going to be pitching this when it is ready for launch. And so this is definitely a big piece of news, and you have to actually prepare for this because, of course, it will take an effect on the US economy. We have over here from Chad: the petrodollar is dead. Now, this is in an exclusive interview with Tucker Carlson and with Vladimir Putin, and he's basically saying that the US government are actually shooting themselves in the foot, right? Because they're doing this to themselves. They're basically killing off the dollar, because now we have other countries that are accepting payments for oil in the Chinese Yuan. Let's take a look at some of this footage.
You know, to use the dollar as a tool of foreign policy struggle is one of the biggest strategic mistakes made by the US political leadership. The dollar is the cornerstone of the United States power. I think everyone understands very well that no matter how many dollars are printed, they are quickly dispersed all over the world. Inflation in the United States is minimal. It's about 3 or 3.4%, which is, I think, totally acceptable for the US. But they won't stop printing. What does the debt of $33 trillion tell us about? It is about the emission.
I mean, we have already addressed this as well with the $33 trillion in debt, and we know that it is not sustainable. Something has got to basically give, right? Especially with the military spending. We're only seeing an increase in it for a while, and I definitely think that that is also going to be continuing. Unfortunately, it's just going to raise the balance sheet on the debt, and it's basically going to be affecting the citizens of America.
Nevertheless, it is the main weapon used by the United States to preserve its power across the world. As soon as the political leadership decided to use the US dollar as a tool of political struggle, a blow was dealt to this American power. I would not like to use any strong language, but it is a stupid thing to do and a grave mistake. Look at what is going on in the world. Even the United States allies are now downsizing their dollar reserves. Seeing this, everyone starts looking for ways to protect themselves. But the fact that the United States applies restrictive measures to certain countries, such as placing restrictions on transactions, freezing assets, etc., causes great concern and sends a signal to the whole world. What did we have here? Until 2022, about 80% of Russian foreign trade transactions were made in US dollars and euros. US dollars accounted for approximately 50% of our transactions with third countries, while currently it is down to 13%. It wasn't us who banned the use of the US dollar. We had no such intention. It was decision of the United States to restrict our transactions in US dollars.
And so he's basically saying over here that it is the USA's fault for actually doing this. It's their own responsibility. And he also says that the transaction in the Chinese Yuan accounted for 3% of the trading activities from Russia. However, now it's actually standing at 34% in the Chinese Yuan. So that's an increase of 31% that they have now decided in terms of the trading activities, which obviously means that Russia have reduced their trading activities in the US dollar with that sanction. In addition to this, we also know that other countries, including oil producers, are now thinking of or accepting payments in the Chinese yuan. So it goes to show that we could be seeing the Chinese yuan as the local currency as well as other currencies, but also that the trading activities are increasing in other currencies that are not the US dollar. And this does go to show that the US dollar is in massive trouble. So we have over here from ISO GOAT, the tokenization of lithium. And I want to show you this clip because lithium is actually very important. I mean, we usually talk about things like, for example, gold or silver. However, lithium is used for your batteries, right? So that is obviously a large market. I mean, the market size in 2023 was roughly valued at around about $8.2 billion, and it is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate or CAGR of 12.8% from 2024 to 2030. And so I definitely think it is an important mineral. And if it does play in tokenization, then we're going to see a lot more market accessibility.
Tokenize a mineral such as lithium.
All right, so as we've said, this mineral is in the ground, all right? And basically what you do is you will take the units from the ground in terms of volume, value, right? And then you will assign them a valuation, right? So lithium today is over $30,000 a ton, 37, I think it is. I need to check it. Then you will divide this enormous piece of land where you have lithium into units of value, and those units of value then will be translated into units of tokens, right? Now, okay. I'm giving it to you really easy, really simple, right? Because inside there's a lot amount of legislation, things that need to be taken care of. But basically, a unit of lithium on the ground will be represented by some sort of token, which is a digital asset. Now, first of all, if you tokenize lithium, you give access to everybody in the world to be able to buy this asset. All right. If you try to buy and invest in, I don't know, a kilo of lithium today, well, welcome. And where are you going to buy it? Knowing that it is the lithium the price of lithium is increasing on a monthly basis, and there's not enough lithium in the world for all the cars and all the iPhones and whatever that we're building that needs batteries. So the value is going very high up. A lot of people like to invest. So we're democratizing investment into it. There's another matter there which has to do.
And so, as he has said within this interview, they're going to be taking that unit of lithium and then translating that into a token in which you can buy. And I think that there is a lot of potential when it comes to lithium as well. And I thought that this was an interesting perspective of tokenization when it comes to a mineral and how that will be divided up. Over here, we have Joe Biden's new tweet that has actually left a few people quite confused. I mean, 6 hours ago, he posted just like we drew it up with the laser eyes. And Eleanor has replied saying, wait, what is he trying to go for the crypto vote now? I mean, half the time Joe Biden doesn't even know what he's doing or if he gets where he actually is. And at the end of the day, I think that there's going to be a less likelihood of Joe Biden actually winning these US elections over Trump, in my opinion, especially with what has happened in his current term as of now. And so even if he has put that, I don't think that he is winning over people with this. But who knows if he is referring to crypto or not. with this tweet. We have over here from Giles Gasparino that the SEC is bracing for a major exodus among senior enforcement lawyers in its crypto assets and cyber unit, according to officials at major law firms who have seen several of the resumes. And Fox Business is withholding names to protect privacy. The moves suggest that the bleed of senior staff under Gary Gensler's controversial leadership of the agency isn't letting up, and so we could potentially be seeing that major walkout. I mean, we have seen the SEC lawyers actually being accused of lying to judges, and they basically just sugarcoated that, saying that there were major inaccuracies in some of the things that they said. However, they still didn't correct those inaccuracies once they were found, and so there's actually a lot of this stuff going on with the staff. We also have from Stuart Adultery saying, will any of these lawyers be brave enough to blow the whistle and share details about Gensler's controversial leadership with the SEC's Office of Inspector General or with the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability? I mean, I'm not quite sure if we'll actually see any sort of whistleblowing going on, but if there is, I will definitely make sure that you are aware of it. So the price action of Xrp coin today, we are currently trading at 0.5186. We are down by 2.7% on the one-day chart. For the 24-hour volume, we are up by 6.9%, and we're trading at $760.6 million. So in the earlier hours of the morning for today, we are trading at 0.5277. So we are basically just below that 52-cent mark as of now. I mean, on the 7-day chart, we're doing pretty well. We are up by 2.42%. And we've had that nice line of recovery. So on the 8th of February, we were trading at 0.5144. And then on the 9th of February, we were at 0.522. And then again on the 11th of February, we were at 0.5329. So a really nice move that we made up from the 7th of February from the 50-cent level all the way to 53 cents, 0.5329. So we've increased by 3 cents. And that is a price target where I want it to be at 53 cents. On the 1 month chart, we are down by 12.94%. I mean, you'll see over here a lot of red. However, we are still up much higher than where we were before on the 1st of February at 0.4929. So let's see if we are able to hold the 53-cent level first before we move off to the 55-cent price target. For XLM coin, we are currently trading at 11 cents. On the one-day chart, we are down by 1.6%. On the 1 week, we are up by 1.2%. So near enough close to each other, really. On the 7th of February, we were trading below 11 cents at 0.108. And then on the 10th of February at 0.113. And on the 11th of February at 0.112. On the 1 month chart, we are down by 7.3%. However, we have made a somewhat nice recovery. I mean, we went over here to 0.107, then we went to 0.112. Again, still pretty good for XLM because on the year, we are up by a nice 31.8%. And where we were before, just on the 19th of June last year, below 8 cents. And so we've got a pretty nice performance for XLM in general. I want to see it go to 12 cents, but it seems like as if we're just basically trading within this 11-cent mark. But let's see if it can hold there and if it can get to the mid-range of the 11 cents. Guys, if you want daily Xrp and still XLM coin news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.